What do you think? You want to react to Jalen Ramsey or?
Whoa, what was that? What was Jalen Ramsey saying? Yeah, I didn't catch that sound. That was your first time saying that sound?
Was he talking about the offense?
He was talking about the offense right there. Whoa, hey man, whoa, that's out of bounds right there. That's out of bounds right there. If that's what we call, because did you hear that sound before?
That's the first time.
That's the first time I ever heard that sound.
Yeah.
And whew, that's new. I know we're talking about Tom Brady here, and I'll get to Tom Brady, but yeah, that sound right there. If Jalen's talking about the offense, we're gonna have to clear that up sooner or later, somewhere down the road. I know we just got that, but if he's talking about we coming over the sideline and he's not hearing, I'm okay with you not hearing what you want to hear from these guys. But you got to keep that to yourself. You can't come out here now because that looks like you're pointing fingers, and that's not good at all. That's not good at all. And it's a great player. And then Jalen Ramsey. What are you doing 6 yards off that, 12 yards off that dude right there when you know he's trying to get out of bounds? But we're not talking about that.
And we'll get there. We'll play that sound again, and we'll focus more so on the Rams. Right. But I want to talk about Tommy Brady. Come back.
Me too.
He looks rejuvenated. He looked youthful.
Like a brand new man.
Let's go. All right. Did Brady save the Bucs season?
Absolutely, he saved the Bucs season.
Gosh.
Absolutely. Oh, my God. What he did, let me tell you something. That was horrific football for a long time. But for Tom Brady to win the way he win, I told you guys about hope dictating effort and all that stuff last week. This was exactly what I believe he needed, what I believe this team needed to win this game. They needed to win a game, but they needed to win it that way. That way, with Tom Brady coming down the last second, making that drive to prove to you Tom Brady is still inside here. We still have a chance. We still can just believe and keep playing. We can get this thing. We're still in our division. Don't ask me. They're not ready to beat any of those top 3 teams in the NFC. Don't ask me about that. They're not ready for Philly. They're not ready for Dallas. They're not ready for the 49ers. But they are ready for Atlanta. They are ready for Carolina. And they are ready for the Saints. And that drive right there saved the season for right now. Absolutely, it saved the season. And this 8-8 they found is Otto. He needed a new best friend. This may become his new best friend. That dude, that made some plays. So I'm telling you, Tom saved the season. And that's the way they needed to win their game.
Save the season, context matters. Save the season to potentially still be in the running for their division? Sure, maybe. Save the season to have a championship? Absolutely not. This offense has scored in the last 6 weeks no more than 22 points. No more than in 6 weeks. This is who they are. It's the worst run game in the NFL. The ball has to come out of the quarterback's hands so quickly because they can't protect. They had 9 points before this drive. You know who saved their season? The Rams. The Rams saved the Tampa Bay Buccaneers season, if anybody, because how poorly they handled the end of that game. 3rd and 5, I think you throw the football because your season, you're 3-4. The only way to flip it is to win that game. You got Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. And then the defense, playmaker, you talked about, dude, the average separation on that final drive from the defenders was 21 yards.
That's amazing.
All they need were 2 completions inbounds and game is over. So the mishandling of that situation by the Rams, I guess, extends caring about this season. This football team still has to play New Orleans. They still got to play San Francisco. They still got to play Cincinnati. Carolina's defense, I know we saw them against Cincinnati yesterday not play well, but they still got to handle Carolina's defense. In Atlanta, Week 18 is probably going to come down to for the division. But the reality is this is not a championship caliber football team. They're too poor on the offensive line. Leonard Fournette never gets going. Their best pass rusher, Shaq Barrett, is out for the season with his injury. They're an okay team. They're an okay team that had a great 2-minute drive execution, but this does not save what the ultimate goal is. Absolutely not.
Stephen, you want to go? Stephen?
I just want to applaud. I just want to take I just want to take a moment to applaud Dan Orlovsky. You know, Dan Orlovsky. I mean, that diatribe that he just went on, it was pretty slick and smooth. I don't know if you caught it, Michael Irvin. I don't know if you caught it. But with Dan Orlovsky, you notice how he focused so much on Tampa. And I know that was the question, but I notice how on this particular Monday morning with his hoodie on, looking like he just woke up an hour ago, looking like he'd been stressed because, my God, he finally had had to fly. He finally, he's getting a bit used to first class, and flying and coach might not do it for him anymore. He can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take him a few days to handle it. Notice how he just skated over the fact that his dude, Matthew Stafford, in the first half, they never had a possession in Bucs territory. They had 8 3-and-outs for crying out loud. Fourth quarter, they had 1 first down. 1 first down. Notice how don't interrupt me. Zip it, Orlovsky. You had your moment. It's my turn now, okay? I know I'm not in studio, but damn it, I'm still Stephen A. Here's the deal, my brother. You're getting away with it now. You're lucky I'm not in studio because you sat up there and used it as an opportunity to bypass the ineptitude, the flagrant ineptitude of Matthew Stafford. But I assure you, I'm not going to let you get away with that, okay? As it pertains to Tampa Bay, let's call it what it is, all right? Their offense stinks, all right? They don't have a bunch of dudes that can get it done. I'm not going to point the finger at Tom Brady. Has he looked stellar? Hell no. But I never thought I'd see Mike Evans dropping passes. Right. That Chris Godwin still hasn't really recovered from that injury last year. He just seems like a shell of himself. If there was ever a year Tom Brady needed a Rob Gronkowski, it would be this season because his receivers, they're not gaining any separation whatsoever. When they get passes, they're dropping them. It's like 8 drops yesterday, at least 2 or 3 by Mike Evans, who, by the way, is great. We have never seen Mike Evans just look so out of it. I don't know what the hell is going on with him, but he's got to get it together because he's not that reliable weapon that Tom Brady once had at his disposal. Tom Brady has been hit and catch. He didn't drop the touchdown pass in the end zone. I forgot who that was. Refresh my memory, guys. But I mean, that was a clear pass right in the chest. Right. That's right, Scott Miller. You dropped the pass for crying out loud. This is a problem. So when I look at it from that perspective, I'm just saying to myself, this is one of those games, it is important to rave about Tom Brady for finding a way because the reality is that he had found a way on numerous occasions throughout the game, but his receivers were flagrantly unreliable. I don't know what the hell is going on with them, but Tom Brady wasn't the problem yesterday. They were dropping passes yesterday. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.